Do you think the PGA Tour guys are upset that they're taking away spotlight from them? No, I think they're excited that the best athlete in the world is engaged in the game of golf. And I think the women think no differently. You've got the best or the most prominent women's sports star that is interested in our game. That's a good thing.
Caitlin Clark has been grabbing headlines since the day she first picked up a basketball, and she's doing it once again, but this time it's not her jump shot making noise. Instead of draining logo threes, Caitlin's trading the court for the course, lacing up her golf shoes for a different kind of spotlight. She's returning to the LPGA Pro-Am at the Annika, hosted by golf legend Annika Sorenstam at Florida's Pelican Golf Club. And let's get one thing straight, this isn't just a fun side appearance, it's a full-on cultural crossover. Last year she teed off alongside world number 1 Nelly Korda, and that moment lit up the sports world. Now she's back, proving once again that Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball phenom, she's changing what it means to be a modern female athlete. So here's the real question, if the LPGA can market Caitlin like this, why can't the WNBA? Let me know what you think down below.
My name's Megan Johnston, and I'm an LPGA Top 50 instructor. Today, I'm gonna break down some of my favorite things from the super athletic Caitlin Clark. In her backswing, some of my favorite parts are the change in knee flexion, so you can see that her right leg gets taller. This allows a really large turn, and in turn, that allows her hands to get super deep. What we mean by that is instead of her hands covering her face, her hands are all the way back here. And these keys are gonna generate a lot of club head speed.
What really stands out isn't just that Caitlin's taking part, it's the way the LPGA has embraced her. They didn't bring her in as some celebrity add-on, they built an entire experience around her. From the marketing, to the media buzz, to the fan engagement. The LPGA didn't just invite Caitlin Clark, they celebrated her. Now compare that to the WNBA, which somehow continues to treat its biggest superstar like she's a burden instead of a blessing. One league sees her as a game-changing partner, while the other acts like she's an issue to manage. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. To put it in perspective, that single LPGA appearance last year created more excitement, better headlines, and genuine joy than much of Caitlin's WNBA season combined. So in today's video, we're breaking down exactly how the world of golf embraced Caitlin Clark, and how the WNBA once again dropped the ball.
For a Wednesday, I mean, there's so many media here from all different sort of media aspects, local news, lots of reporters around that you normally wouldn't see on a Wednesday out here at an LPGA event. All the spectators are all waiting to get their final glimpse of Caitlin, hopefully a final autograph.
The moment Caitlin stepped onto the grounds at Pelican Golf Club, it was obvious the LPGA understood exactly who they were dealing with. A global sensation who commands attention wherever she goes. They didn't tuck her away in the lineup or treat her like a novelty guest. Instead, they made a statement pairing her with world number 1 Nelly Korda. That wasn't luck, that was smart strategy. It was marketing genius, blending golf's most dominant player with basketball's biggest star. 2 icons, 1 tee box, and the reaction? Immediate. Even before Caitlin's first swing, social media was buzzing. You could feel the energy explode online. This wasn't just an appearance, it was a meeting of greatness, and everyone knew it.
How's it going? You've been seeing Nelly Korda do that over and over again for 6 holes now.
It's just satisfying. The way she hits the ball is just satisfying. It's pretty awesome.
The LPGA didn't waste a moment. They knew exactly what they had and made sure the entire world was watching. The Golf Channel even adjusted its schedule just to broadcast parts of Caitlin's round live, something they'd never done before for a Pro-Am. Within minutes, clips of her drives and putts were everywhere, flooding Twitter, TikTok, and ESPN. And just like that, golf, yes, golf, suddenly felt like must-watch television again.
Even just seeing the national media members that have arrived here, the basketball media that's here to cover Caitlin Clark, and what's sure to be a really special day in the women's game tomorrow.
Then Annika Sorenstam herself said it best. What Caitlin brings isn't just skill, it's magnetism. She doesn't just play, she draws people in. That quote blew up online because it's the truth. Caitlin Clark isn't only a basketball star, she's a cultural connector. She unites fans from different sports, generations, and backgrounds. Wherever she shows up, new audiences follow. And this year's upcoming November event is set to be even bigger. fully televised around the world with expanded fan access both in person and online. The LPGA is going all in on Caitlin Clark, and it's paying off in a massive way.
But you're right, I mean, it just puts our tournament in a different limelight and just different excitement. You know, they're streaming the Summit today, they'll be streaming the Pro-Am, I mean, things that we haven't seen before. You know, wherever she goes, she's been selling out, so hopefully we'll sell out here too, so we're excited about that.
What makes this moment feel so real is how authentic Caitlin is. She didn't show up trying to play a role. She's been golfing since she was a kid, and you can tell she truly loves the game. This wasn't some staged PR stunt or a media photo op. It was genuine. After draining a long putt, she laughed and said, "I'm not a professional golfer, but I love being out here. It's all about the challenge and the mental focus." And that's exactly why fans connect with her. Caitlin's got that rare mix, fiercely competitive yet completely down to earth. She's confident without ever crossing into arrogance. In a sports world full of rehearsed quotes and polished media spins, she just shows up, has fun, and reminds everyone what real authenticity looks like.
For some golf. Perfect out here. I never golf this early in the morning. I grew up in Des Moines and I played there a ton. And honestly, I try to get back there as much as I can to play with my family. My dad plays a lot, my older brother plays a lot. So, you know, it's super fun.
The outcome spoke for itself. Pelican tickets completely sold out. Fans showed up hours early, lining the ropes just for a chance to see her in action. Even pro golfers couldn't resist grabbing selfies with her. The LPGA didn't just put on a tournament, they sparked a movement. They proved something the WNBA still hasn't figured out. When you embrace Caitlin Clark, everyone wins. And that's where the difference becomes crystal clear. The LPGA saw the moment and ran with it, turning Caitlin's crossover into a full celebration of women's sports coming together. Meanwhile, the WNBA, her own league, continues to treat her success like it's a problem instead of a gift. At this point, it's almost laughable.
Higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it, but you didn't do it.
Think about it. Caitlin's first 2 seasons were nothing short of iconic. 62 records broken, a struggling franchise brought back to life, sold out arenas in every city, and a top 5 MVP finish as a rookie. Even her second year, cut short by injury, was shaping up to be another historic run. That's once in a generation greatness. Any other league would have built an entire marketing empire around that. But the WNBA, they gave her a celebration that looked more like a school assembly. Remember her Rookie of the Year presentation? No fans, no cameras, no atmosphere, just a quiet gym and a plaque. It was flat out embarrassing. Now compare that to Paige Bucher's award ceremony earlier this year. Live broadcast, packed crowd, major sponsors, real excitement. The difference couldn't be more obvious. The WNBA had a golden opportunity to celebrate Caitlin Clark's impact, and they completely dropped the ball. Meanwhile, the LPGA went in the opposite direction. They didn't just invite her, they featured her. They built stories around her pairing with Nelly Korda, highlighted her in leadership panels with Annika Sorenstam, and treated her as an equal, not an outsider. Every detail was carefully thought out, and every move sent the same message. This is how you honor a generational athlete. The LPGA understood something simple that others still can't grasp. Caitlin Clark isn't competition, she's collaboration. She doesn't take attention away, she amplifies it. She elevates everyone around her, the players, the sponsors, and the sport itself. And instead of fearing that power, the LPGA embraced it, and it's paying off big time.
Please, Caitlin. Caitlin, can you please sign in? 24 years, John Deere boys. Caitlin, please. Oh my God.
Caitlin, nice to meet you. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Caitlin!
Hung in there, you know.
Let's go.
While the WNBA keeps tripping over jealousy and an ongoing identity crisis, the LPGA is busy redefining what women's sports can be. They saw Caitlin's influence, welcomed it, and amplified it, and the payoff has been undeniable. Golf ratings jumped, merchandise sales climbed, and for the first time, tons of younger basketball fans started tuning into golf just to see her. Caitlin didn't have to choose sides or make a statement. All she had to do was show up, and by simply being herself, she revealed a powerful truth. One league uplifts its stars, while the other keeps trying to hold them back.
Well, first of all, we're thankful that she's here. I think she's been kind of the one on, when you talk about women's sports, she's kind of, other than Nelly, it's been Caitlin. And what she has done is amazing. And like you said, bringing other people into the sport. And golf has been, I think, quite a passion for her for quite some time.
Fans caught on right away. They always do. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. Every league celebrates Caitlin Clark except the WNBA. It's actually insane. That single line captured exactly what millions were already thinking. And the LPGA rolled out the red carpet while the WNBA managed to trip over its own feet. It's almost poetic. One league elevated her and gained an entirely new audience, while the other tried to dim her light and ended up losing theirs.
Notice when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
Sports fans and analysts are all noticing the same thing. The LPGA did what the WNBA couldn't. They embraced Caitlin Clark's star power instead of acting like it was a problem. What golf achieved wasn't some secret marketing hack. It was common sense. Take your biggest crossover athlete, celebrate her, and let the world see. Meanwhile, Kathy Engelbert and the WNBA are still tangled in corporate messaging, obsessing over big picture narratives and league-wide growth while ignoring the reality in front of them. You reach Engelbert's talking points, the kind that sound like they came straight from a PR intern, never actually highlight the person driving that success. While Caitlin Clark was packing arenas, shattering records, and bringing millions of new fans to the sport, Engelbert was busy reminding everyone that every team and player contributed. On paper, it sounds like good leadership. In reality, it's pure delusion. Fans didn't tune in for a vague sense of collective progress. They tuned in for Caitlin Clark. The Caitlin Clark effect is the reason the WNBA had its biggest season ever, a fact the LPGA recognized instantly. The WNBA, they're still refusing to.
And everybody talk about other WNBA players not being appreciated. Nobody insulted them. Nobody dismissed their contribution. We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not? Until Caitlin Clark came along.
Fully embracing Caitlin Clark, the LPGA demonstrated exactly how to build a sport around a generational talent without overshadowing anyone else. They recognized something the WNBA still hasn't grasped. Caitlin's influence extends far beyond basketball. Her presence doesn't diminish others, it magnifies them. Wherever she goes, the spotlight follows and everyone nearby benefits. The LPGA saw that clearly, not as a threat, but as a massive opportunity. By giving Caitlin the platform she deserves, they didn't just elevate golf, they raised the bar for all of women's sports.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's been a lot of pressure. I mean, a lot of people looking at her, and when you set the bar high and continue to move that bar, I mean, people are always going to try and push you down and take you down in different ways and getting criticized, but she's just handled it so well, with such poise and such class, and just keep moving, setting records and doing things that have not been done before. And I mean, that's just, to me, is obviously very inspiring, but it motivates a lot of women to be able to reach their full potential. And she's so young too, and who knows what her future will be, but she's just starting out with a bang, and I'm sure she's going to continue. So we're excited to have her here. And
tournament host Annika Sorenstam, the legendary golfer whose name defines the event, made it clear just how significant Caitlin Clark's presence was. "We're so grateful she's here," she said, noting that besides Nelly Korda, Caitlin is one of the few athletes bringing this level of attention to women's sports. Coming from a global icon, that's high praise, and she meant every word. Sorenstam also highlighted Caitlin's poise under pressure, calling her inspiring. Someone who navigates the spotlight with grace while constantly pushing boundaries. Then there's Nelly Korda, the world's top-ranked golfer and Caitlin's partner on the course that day. She praised Caitlin's energy as completely contagious. This wasn't polite flattery, it was genuine respect between two elite athletes. Watching them together, it was clear they weren't just stars from separate worlds. For that day, they were teammates, connected by a shared drive for excellence.
Non-serious question, how is your jump shot?
It probably needs work. It's probably not that good.
Not that good?
Yeah, maybe I'll ask Caitlin for some advice, some tips. Next time we'll get together, maybe it'll be on a basketball court. Yeah.
What's your hope of maybe a long-term relationship with Caitlin Clark and the LPGA? What do you hope to come from today?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just great for the women's sports. I love that she has a love for the game of golf, and me, like I've never really tuned into watching basketball before her, honestly. So I think it's just growing the interest in all of women's sports, and I hope that's what grows from this relationship.
Even seasoned golfers couldn't contain their excitement. Brittany Lincecum, a two-time major champion, said, "What she's done for women's basketball is incredible, and seeing her here supporting us is amazing. She even signed a basketball for my daughters." Think about that, a pro golfer asking a basketball star for an autograph because her kids idolize her. That's true crossover influence. Andrea Lee and Megan Kang joked on camera that they were planning their practice rounds just to run into Caitlyn and snap a selfie. Marina Alex and Lilia Vu raved about how her presence would drive ticket sales and media attention. Meanwhile, young stars Rose Zhang and Alexa Pano spoke with genuine admiration. Zhang noted, "Her composure under pressure is something I really look up to. Caitlyn's impact clearly resonates across generations and sports. She's inspiring everyone around her, whether they're seasoned pros or rising stars."
So I ran into Andrea Lee on the putting green, and she said, "My tee time is at 7:10 a.m., so I'm hoping that overlaps well enough that I'll be able to get a picture." And then on the other side of that, Megan Kang said, "Oh man, my tee time is in the afternoon. There's no shot that I'm going to be able to catch her in time for a photo." And Marina Alex was especially excited because her locker is next to Caitlyn's in the locker room. She said she walked in and saw there she was. She's got a placard just like all the LPGA players right next to her. So perhaps Marina can pick her brain as they're getting ready to head out to the golf course. And of course, I had to chat with Lilia Vu, who's the defending champion. The first thing she said to me was, "Oh my goodness, so excited that Caitlyn's here. She's going to bring so many eyeballs to this week and to our game in general."
It wasn't just compliments, it was full-on validation. Caitlin Clark isn't just inspiring the next generation of basketball players anymore. She's motivating athletes across entirely different sports. That's how you know her influence has gone well beyond the court. The LPGA recognized that perfectly. They didn't just schedule her a tee time, they welcomed her into a community. She was treated as one of their own, not just a visiting celebrity. Her presence didn't steal the spotlight, it elevated everyone around her. When Caitlin spoke about the power of sports to bring people together, it was clear she wasn't reading a soundbite. This is her philosophy. "Sports bring joy," she said. "They connect people in ways nothing else can." That message resonated with everyone in the room. For Caitlin, it's never about basketball versus golf or WNBA versus LPGA. It's all part of one mission, growing women's sports and opening doors for the next generation.
That's the reason that you play. It's not because of the wins and the points you score. It's the amount of joy that you can bring people and the young girls that will one day grow up to hopefully, be whatever they want to be and get to talk about those moments too.
Even after the cameras stopped rolling, Caitlin Clark stayed completely authentic. She wasn't there to pose for photos or tick a PR box. She was there to be present, chatting with fans, laughing with fellow players, signing autographs for kids. Everything about her day felt real. There's no off switch to her charisma. On the basketball court or on the golf course, she connects because she genuinely cares. That's what makes Caitlin Clark irreplaceable. Her energy isn't staged, it's purpose-driven. "The young girls who come to our games, they're why I do this," she quietly told a reporter after the event. "They're my biggest motivation." That wasn't a scripted line for a brand. That was a person speaking from the heart, with a mission larger than herself.
I haven't played with anybody on any other team, but some of my teammates golf. Actually, one of my teammates was a state champion golfer, so she's pretty good. I actually haven't played with her yet, so I think she might be scared or something. I don't know why. Her game must have gotten rusty when she became a professional basketball player, but no, some of them do play, but we like to go out there and have fun. Obviously, it's hard during the WNBA season because it's in the summer, so that's the one tough thing about the W is it's in the summer, so I don't get to go out and play as much as I did in college, but it's been fun. Obviously, we're really competitive with whatever we do, so there's some intense battles out there.
Caitlin Clark's return to the Annika wasn't just another media moment. It was a statement. The LPGA demonstrated exactly what happens when you embrace a superstar instead of fearing her. They gave her room to shine, and in return, she delivered an audience they'd never seen before. That's true partnership. That's vision. That's leadership. Meanwhile, back in the WNBA, the contrast couldn't be starker. While the LPGA turned Caitlin into a unifying force, the WNBA turned her into a source of controversy. The league that should be celebrating its brightest star is still caught up in how to to manage her popularity. They're obsessed with fairness over progress, the very mindset that stifles growth before it even starts.
Everybody talks about like the effect that we have on them, but also they have the same effect on us, and I think that's what's really cool about it is to see how much joy it really brings them, and it brings their families, and that one game where they spend 2 hours of their whole entire year has such an impact on their entire childhood, and I think that's really cool to think about. And
the truth is straightforward. The LPGA gets what drives fans. People don't fall in love with leagues. They fall in love with individuals. Caitlin Clark is one of those rare stars who makes everyone want to watch. She doesn't take up space, she creates it. And the LPGA had the foresight to embrace that energy. They didn't make it about control or credit. They made it about partnership, and it paid off. Caitlin's presence at the Annika wasn't just a PR win. It was a roadmap for how to grow women's sports the right way. By celebrating her, the LPGA grew the game. By welcoming her, they broadened their audience. By trusting her, they gained credibility. So why can't the WNBA market Caitlin Clark the way the LPGA does? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you next time.